Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an extremely late stream. It only took them about, what was it, about 2 hours after they said the maintenance would be done to bring the frickin' servers up. We've just been sitting here Q&Aing while not really doing Farmville stuff. Yep, anyways, 2.5 hours, excuse me. Oh my god. For a bit of contrast, over in STO, every time we had a server patch, the servers came up substantially earlier than that, so, you know. I'm sorry, what, Alex? Wait, that doesn't look like Belsavis. I suppose that's true, Mike Labana. Maybe that's a benefit of doing weekly patches. Let's try that again. Favorite season theme in Stardew?
I took the liberty of dusting your quarters, Master. Your respiratory health is one of my top priorities.
I'll have to think about that. Right after we have the best cutscene in the game. Oh my god, Alex.
Come in, Major. This is General Garza. The situation on Belsavis is complicated, so let's begin immediately. Belsavis houses a top-secret prison colony for the worst offenders in the Republic, Sith Lords, war criminals, and mass murderers. That prison is under heavy assault. The Imperials are attempting to free their captured comrades. While you're in the field, do whatever you can to impede them.
I get the impression the prison break isn't why I'm here.
Your primary objective is to extract the pilots of Daggerwing, an elite Navy starfighter unit, from within the prison zone and return them to service.
Were these pilots shot down? Will they need medical attention?
They weren't sent to Belsavis on a mission. They're inmates. The pilots of Daggerwing are serving life sentences on Belsavis for participating in an unauthorized bombing mission that killed thousands of Imperial civilians. The attack was so brutal that High Command had no choice but to disavow the incident and sweep away the pilots responsible, permanently.
Why did they target civilians?
Daggerwing thought they were acting in the Republic's best interests at the time, but results far outweigh intentions. The Republic needs Daggerwing back in the fight, regardless of their past crimes. Starfighter pilots of their caliber are in very short supply. A prison guard captain named Zess will direct you to Daggerwing CO, Conrad Gall. Contact him, extract the pilots, and then report back to me. Garza out.
So, you remember what Act 2 was? Chapter 2? You know, it was all about, we've got to go around and recruit a team. Well, now it's time to go around in Chapter 3 and go around and recruit a team. It's okay, it's not for us. We're just recruiting these, mass-murdering pilots. Because, you know, war. Also, can I just say, why bother with the extreme amount of investment and time on Belsavis and not just shoot these people? Like, a couple of blaster shots in a ditch is a lot cheaper than this, I'm just saying. Anyways. Yeah, this... Act 3. Oh my goodness. This wasn't the Jedi's call. This was the Republic's call. The Republic's totally cool with executions. And I need to go shoot Kay. Hi, Papanix. I mean, that's also a thing you could do. And in fact, some settings do exactly that. They just drop them on a planet and say bye. Usually they drop them with like a supply pack. You know, here's a week's worth of rations and medical supplies, and then they just leave them there. You know, the Australia approach. That's really what that is. Anyways, welcome to the hellhole that is Belsavis. I've thought about this for a while. I thought about a perfect song for this place. Yeah, no, that's true, Crazy Norse. We could shoot you, or we could drop you on Space Australia. There you go, those are your options. Now, the problem is, Belsavis would be a terrible Australia, for reasons I'm not going to get into right now.
Power packs, check. Stun baton, check. Binders, check.
Excuse me, Captain. I was told you could help me locate Daggerwing CO.
Major. Glad you caught me. Was just heading out to round up another wave of runners. The imps are springing everyone they can. The Daggers volunteered to help get things under control, so they're spread out across the prison.
Can you put me in contact with Conrad Gall?
Gall's in one of the higher security zones, so my comm won't reach him. The Daggers XO is closer, though. Let's give him a shot. Harlan? Harlan, come in. This is Zess, over.
Zess? Huh, good timing, pal. We need backup ASAP. The imps are opening the vaults.
Are they insane? We'll get your backup, Harlan. Just hang in there.
Give me your coordinates and I'll double time it to your position.
Who is that? Forget it. I'll take anyone you've got. We've got some imps cornered in one of the vault entrances, but we're shot out pretty bad. We need med packs and mad power, and we need them yesterday.
Help is on the way, Harlan. Zess out. Out of med packs. But there are some caches you can raid on your way to Harlan. Here are the coordinates.
I'll grab the medipacks and back Harlan up right away.
Stay on your toes out there. This place is a madhouse.
It's a madhouse. A madhouse. Sorry. Listen, Havoc Squad, I don't know. I have no idea at this point. Alright, so, let's get some actual music going. So, Zachtev says, why is it always super serums in media? Probably the same way it's usually always radiation, or like magical, like, oh god, there's some kind of accident, I fell into a vat of chemicals. It's a good generic, well, I say good. It's a common... It's a common generic way to give someone superpowers. By the way, in case you missed that, that is quite literally the first encounter on the planet. Quite literally. That's the town. That's I'm 10 feet. Yeah, still Belsavis. So let's come up with problem number 1 with Belsavis. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but one of the weird things about Tor is enemies have specific attacks, which are dismount you attacks. I forget what they're actually called, but sometimes you could see them actually casting it. Sometimes you can outrange it, but it's always the same thing. It is an attack that dismounts you. Not every enemy in the game has that attack. However, from Belsavis onwards, actually it's a little bit before this, but especially at Belsavis's point, basically everybody has that ability. The dismount you ability. So at this point, pretty much anything's going to dismount you. Now then let's add on to this the fact that this is Belsavis, which is designed all around having tons of enemies all over the place and clustered. Look at how many enemies are just on the screen right now, for example. And walls. Walls and cliff edges. In short, everywhere is constrained in where you can move and when. And you are almost always going to be funneled through choke points in order to where to go. Hang on, it's actually worse than that. Because the other layer there is that the map is not good I think is the way I want to phrase that. And so in many cases, you'll go towards what looks like the way forward, and you'll run into a giant frickin' wall. Especially if you've never been here before, you don't have an idea for the layout. This is what I mean by choke points. Now, this isn't a good example of it, but you see how this is the method to progress? So, choke points, enemies, daze removals, or not daze, let's call it the daze attack. Daze attacks. Oh yeah, also, these aren't trash mobs. These are enemy encounters with too much health and too much damage. This place sucks. And that's all just the basic designs of the zone. The things that everybody has to deal with, regardless of who and what they are. Yeah, I was going to say, then we get into the quest design, which has a load of backtracking in it. And the fact that the specific positioning of several specific quests, both for the imps and the Republic, as well as certain classes, involves going to specific spots which are either irritating to reach or not intuitive to reach, or involve going through irritating areas like I just did, for example. So we're up to, I think, 3 large-scale reasons why Belsavis sucks. We're about 10 minutes in here. Hang on. I got one more, but we'll talk about it in a minute.
Daggerwing is still kicking, you murdering cowards!
Your backup's here, Harlan. And your med packs.
Best news I've had all day. So did the Army finally send reinforcements, or... Havoc Squad? It's our lucky day, ladies and gents. Dig in and patch yourselves up. The Army has sent their best.
I want the Imperial's position, their armament, everything.
They're dug in farther into the tunnels, and they've got some serious heat. If we hadn't caught them by surprise, we'd all be dead. There may be even worse things in here, too. I've heard there's scary stuff locked in these vaults. Nobody opens them, ever.
I'll keep my eyes open for anything unusual.
We'll make sure nobody flanks you. Give those imps what they deserve.
Oh yeah, by the way, there's actually something else about Belsavis I haven't told you about yet. It's huge. Now, if you're paying attention, almost every overworld zone we've encountered so far has been very large. I'd say starting with Tatooine. But there is just a... Like, Belsavis takes a long time to traverse. In addition to everything else I just mentioned. Yeah, as I say, Alderaan is bigger, definitely. In fact, I think Alderaan is the biggest planet out there. Not counting any expansion planets. But Belsavis is gargantuan. Not in a good way. Also, Belsavis in lore is a mess. This used to be a Rataka prison planet, where they imprisoned tons and tons of evil experiments, monsters, alchemical crap, and just all sorts of nonsense. And also the Dread Masters, but we'll get to that later. You're probably thinking, who are the Dread Masters? Well, they're called the Dread Masters. So that's probably all you need to know. Oh yeah, another complaint. These indoor areas, they all kind of suck. Big, boring, brown drab. That would be interesting if we had a way to figure out which planet is actually literally the largest.
Looks like we won this round. On your feet, people. Get ready to move out. Sounded like some serious fighting. You all right there, ground pounder?
There was nothing I couldn't handle.
No, I'd expect not. Look, maybe I was a little short with you. It's good to hear the command wants us back, but they burned us pretty bad.
Am I following this correctly? You feel that your punishment for murdering thousands of unarmed people was too severe?
We aren't murderers. We never would have made that bombing run if we'd known there were civilians down there.
What did you think you were bombing?
Our target was a Sith Lord, Andoru. A real sadistic bit of scum. He's raised dozens of Republic colonies and left no survivors. Intel put Ondoru on Fest with nothing but soldiers and factories for company. We launched at full burn, dropped everything we had, and now we're here.
The guys upstairs are more worried about saving their images than saving the Republic.
Don't get me started. Just gotta remember it's the imps we're fighting, not the... hold on.
Harlan, sir, we've got a situation. Lin, Ty, and Seymour are trapped in one of the prison complexes. We can't get them out.
Great. Hang tight, Cal. We'll get you some backup on the double. What do you say, Major? You need all of Daggerwing, right? Care to go 2 for 2 on rescue ops today?
Havoc Squad doesn't leave anyone behind.
Glad to hear it. You can meet up with Cal at these coordinates. I'll get these slackers back to base and catch up with you after. Good luck.
I was gonna say, how useful are these guys really as pilots at this point? Favorite race music in Warcraft 3? Either Night Elf or Forsaken. Or, sorry, Scourge. One of the two. I don't know, they're both good. Also Human. And Blood Elf. Just everything but Orc, really. I think I'm going the right way. Actually, some of the Orc music's pretty okay, too, but I would put it at the bottom of the list, basically. In Warcraft 3, specifically. Right, no, I'm right, I'm right. Yeah, sure. Hi, Dusty Drongo. Worst character in Warcraft 3? That one Blade Master at the beginning of the Human campaign. Oh yeah, don't forget that there's actually a cryo prison here, which makes even less sense. We're going to imprison someone for life in a thing that prevents them from having thought or function. Essentially, you know, killing them in every way that matters. But, no? Where's this guy? I have played Final Fantasy 13 and 13.2 and 13.3. In fact, I've done a lore run on them. However, I've never reviewed them. So I'm not sure about thoughts in terms of quality. That is a horrible, horrible non-joke. Where is this guy? It is on YouTube, yes. Oh, he's up. Yep. No, that's the other thing I hate about this place. Having to go up every now and again.
Whoa, a major. Havoc Squad. This is huge. Oh, I'm Cal. Look, it's a real honor to meet you. Real honor. You're here to help, right?
Give me the situation, Cal.
Now, with all the commotion going on, we started seeing breakouts from one of the labor camps. Some real bad characters in there, believe me. The worst is a guy named Gouge. You don't even want to know what that freak was up to before they locked him up.
You told Harlan that several pilots were trapped in the prison now?
Yeah, right, because of Gouge. Let me explain. one of the guard officers, Brock, wanted to storm the labor camp and make sure Gouch didn't escape. Bit obsessed, that guy. Well, 3 of our people volunteered to back Brock up. But things went bad at the labor camp, and now they're all trapped.
Can your pilots confirm their current situation?
I can't get through to them. Last I heard, they were holed up pretty good. Here are the last coordinates Brock gave me. You should find everyone there. A little stressed, so go easy on them. Oh, one other thing. Somebody shut off all the surveillance cameras in the area, so if you could switch them back on, it'd help a lot.
Grab the pilots, fix the cameras. I'm on it.
Good luck, Major.
Thank you for the rescue, by the way. Good use of it. We should be an actual tank right now. Let me double check that, because we were going to try it out. Yep, we are actually playing a tank now. Alright, so I'm afraid Alex has just had a stroke. We're going to have an intervention for Alex. Let's see. How dangerous would the trolls be if they were less tribalistic and actually united? You remember when the trolls ran the entire world, Dr. Winter? No, I know, Alex. I just... Here's a better one. Do you remember when the trolls actually successfully beat the remnants of the old gods' armies by themselves? Yeah, the trolls are top tier in Azeroth, and it's like the orcs over in Warhammer 40k. The only reason they haven't stomped everyone else is because they're not unified. If for different reasons, admittedly, but it's a similar situation. Insert joke about Warcraft just being Warhammer. We're walking. I mean, yeah, it's not an uncommon thing in fiction. It's actually a very common trick as a writer to deliberately make an overpowered race and then hand them some huge detriment, which is why they haven't won. It's a really, really common technique. So, why are the trolls so divided in modern days? Well, the trolls have been divided for the last about 15 millennia. Which I only mentioned to affix the word modern day and kind of add that asterisk. They've been divided for a while. So the thing is, the trolls are people. And... end statement. I think that's a gold crime lord. I think that it isn't necessarily lazy writing. Especially if it's well thought out. Because again, the reason the trolls are not united is because they're people. Like, that is the biggest reason. They're just people, like anyone else. They have their own ambitions, their own perspectives, their own tastes, yada, 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 right? So whether or not they're united or divided or anything is the same. It's like asking, why aren't humans in real life united? And that is the reason. The only time the trolls were ever united was when they had one big external threat to go after. The old gods. And they stomped them. And then they were like, well, we're masters of the world. They split, I don't want to say peacefully, but, you know, there was a bunch of wars. Just kind of a non-stop warfare thing going on there. And they split into the various troll empires, which eventually became the troll tribes, and yada, yada, yada. And if you've been paying any attention to the Lorecraft series, I keep mentioning, you know, trolls and death. Because it keeps coming up. They're just like, yeah, I died, whatever. Ugh. One of my favorite tidbits of that, there's actually several, but one of my favorite tidbits is there's a quest in the Thousand Needles zone, where there's a troll who dies, whose reaction to being killed by you is, ugh, really? Well, now I'm going to haunt you until you help me come back. So you better help me come back. And then by the time they successfully come back, they're like, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. And they're all friendly about it. Like, they're just kind of like, yeah, no, it's cool. Not a big deal. I mean, all you did was kill me. Thank you, Dr. Papa Penguin. I will write that one down. Dawn of War 2.
Freeze!
Take it easy, Simo. They're Republic soldiers. They must be here to help.
Yeah.
Got the best in the Republic to get you out of here.
Sounds good to me. Let's go.
We're not going anywhere. I swore an oath to keep the prisoners on Belsavis locked up. I'm not gonna leave and let this scum escape.
I go free whether you stay or go. Run now, and maybe I won't find you once I'm out.
Nobody asked you anything.
This is moronic. Who cares about one prisoner? There are hundreds of them running loose.
You volunteered to help me guard my post. You don't want to stay? Fine. But I keep my word.
Brock's right. Daggerwing agreed to help hold this ground. If we die, we die. That's the job.
If this scumbag weren't breathing, you'd have no reason to stay, right?
Are you serious? You want to kill him in cold blood?
Yes!
Major, this is an unarmed prisoner. We cannot kill him as a matter of convenience.
Why not?
Gouge got a life sentence, not death. Not our place.
What's the freaking difference? What's the... Sorry, someone explain to me. What's the difference between life imprisonment and death? The answer is, one of those is a fate worse than death. What you are seeing is the overwhelming majority of my gaming time, Lineruth, to try and answer you that way. Yeah, exactly, Crazy Norse. It's like, anyways, like, I play co-op games sometimes in the evenings with my friends, and that's it, other than hanging out with my nieces. Alright, so...
I don't waste effort on scum.
Moving on.
Major, have you lost your mind?
You just shot him. Just like that.
Yep.
Damage is done. Let's just get out of here before things get any worse.
Let's go. Moving on. Like, I'm sorry. This is not a real life scenario. This is Belsavis. Anybody sent here is either sent here because they deserve to die, or because there's someone who shouldn't have been sent here to begin with. And nobody's getting off this place unless we're getting them out. And by we, I mean any of the 8 PCs. Anyways, point being, he's dead. That's the important part. Davashi asks a very valid question. How am I handling the Tor rumination? Good question. That was dark side points, of course. Give in to the dark side of convenience. With each passing moment, you kill more. We're just murdering these people, left and right. Nobody cares about them. Nah, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, nobody cares about these prisoners. I just killed them with explosives. Everyone's all pissed off about me cleanly and mercifully executing one person with one shot to the face. Oh, absolutely not. The Republic can go straight to hell. But then again, the Sith have people locked up here too. But that's... I mean, whatever. This place is just a mess. We need to just base Delta Zero this place. Can we do that? What? All of them, Trihexia.
We're here. We made it.
Yeah, look, we'll take our own way back. Don't want to call too much attention to ourselves, traveling in a big group. We'll be seeing you.
Oh no, there's a reason Tor effect exists, Linnea. There's a reason. Yeah, I think we scared him. I don't know why. I'm not gonna shoot you. Unless you give me a reason to. Let's see here. Questions. I think I actually caught up in questions. Oh, why do I think the Republic imprisoned the Dreadmasters? Because they're stupid. I'm 100% serious about that. Why in God's name would you try to go through the ludicrous amount of time, effort, and expense to try and permanently imprison mega Sith Lords on a planet that is bathed in the dark side and used to be a Rakata prison world? Like, I agree, it's stupid to imprison anyone here. Imprisoning the Dreadmasters here is even stupider.
That's what I'm telling you, Commander. They want us back on the double. They sent Havoc Squad. They're serious.
How are the men taking it?
They're ready to get behind a stick again. But it doesn't sit right, sir, them just showing up and pulling us back in.
Commander Conrad Gall, I take it.
Correct. You must be the major that Harlan's been talking about. I understand you've been busy saving my men from one death trap after another. I appreciate it.
I'm just trying to complete my mission, sir.
Yes, your mission. I've heard. As Harlan has told you, I volunteered Daggerwing to help the guards when the Imperial attack on Belsavis began. They accepted. Daggerwing always completes its missions. We aren't leaving until we've done our part.
I'll throw in with you, Gall. What needs to be done?
I've been tracking a large contingent of Imperial personnel across the prison zones. I could use your help once we catch them. The Imperials are heading straight for the maximum security area. If they release any of the prisoners there, it could be catastrophic.
I'll be glad to help you intercept the imps, sir.
You should know that several heavily armed commando teams broke off from the Imperials and took up positions throughout this sector. The commandos are positioned to ambush any Republic reinforcements that cross the area. You should take them out if you can.
I'll hit the commandos on my way to the rendezvous.
Good. Then I'll see you at the meeting coordinates. Gall out.
You heard the man, Major. Better get moving, or you might miss all of the fun.
Let's wrap this up fast.
If you went off this rock, think how anxious we are. Good luck out there.
I actually agree with you, Crazy Nurse, especially in real life. But in fiction, kill them all. Did I just trade my armor for some, like, tight pants? I think I just traded my armor for some tight pants.
Greetings. You are cleared for the following travel routes.
Yeah, it's true. In this exact setting, it's like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and send you to imprisonment. You'll be taken care of course. And then you get in there. It's like, all right, line up on the wall for inspection, and then you shoot them all. And throw their corpses into the incinerator. No evidence. Anyways, so that's been my TED Talk. Thank you for joining me. All people should die. Now, if they're bad, only if they're bad, though. Damn it, I was trying to do an Arnold impression. I completely failed at it. Only do a bad. There we go. Would I agree with personal ranking in terms of personal power control? Jill, when she's on P30, she's able to fight high difficulty and kill Winter Soldier from the MCU. I mean, the Winter Soldier isn't that high tier either, so yeah, I could see that. It's at least a maybe. Yeah, think about this road and the power lines that keep it lit, because that's a lit road we just went on. Really think about how expensive this place is to maintain for a second. I hate to keep hitting the economic angle, but that money has to come from somewhere, and the Republic isn't exactly doing great financially anyways, in the wake of the colossal war they just survived. No, that's what the pigs are for, Warp Core. What? Wait, are these who we're killing? What are we killing? What are we killing here? I'll kill everything if it means advancing my quest chain. Oh, never mind, there it is. No killing required. Thank God. I did, I even just answered it, Zacto. Oh no! An ambush! I mean, that goes back to the voluntary exile concept, you know, the Australia concept. All right. We'll either kill you, or we'll dump you on this planet with, you know, a few weeks of food and rations and supplies and figure it out. There you go. I will repeat myself in brief, Zach Taft. I would say that they're probably about equal-ish. Since the MCU, Winter Soldier isn't exactly high tier either. There it is. Yeah, I agree. Basic tools. Good idea. And, of course, because we're not stupid, we maintain either a space station or a regular naval presence overhead. Nothing big. Just something to keep an eye on things. And if these people ever start to Australia up a little bit too much, well, that's when we open up with the turbo lasers for a few minutes. That's because I'm being very careful about it, Dimash. I don't know if you're paying attention. Like, you see how often I'm skimming into just such an extremely unnatural way through the terrain? If you're paying attention, if you've ever studied terrain design, you're noticing that I'm effectively going the exact opposite of where the terrain actually wants me to go at any given point in time. Because that way I can avoid encounters. But no, I do agree with you, Crazy Nurse. There's a real life problem where, and this is a real thing, people who, one of the more common elements in, at least here in the United States, justice system, is they like to punish hard. The 3 strikes rule is a good example of this, or anything to do with the escalation or the grid, if you know what those things are. If you don't, they like to be tough on crime. It's really popular to be tough on crime. But what being tough on crime almost invariably does is it makes people be much worse if they're already going to be criminals. Let me try to explain this. You have committed a crime, but because of any of the 3 systems I just mentioned, rather than a relatively small penalty for that, you are now going to face a fairly large penalty for the crime you just did. So at that point, screw it. Maybe you go violent. Maybe you just kind of go completely wild and make a huge issue and cause property damage or damage to people or literally kill someone. Because at that point, you're already screwed. There is no reason to just give yourself up. Does that make sense? It was actually kind of a shock to me, I learned this very young, that the justice system here in the States doesn't give a damn how cooperative you are. That's not even part of the equation. And thus, as a consequence, there is no reason to be cooperative. So I mention this because it's related to what you mentioned, Crazy Nurse. If everyone's going to get executed, and they know that, screw it, right? If you have money, then what you can do is afford a lawyer. If you can afford a lawyer, what you can do is argue, 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 until everyone is sick and tired of hearing everybody's voice. They just want to get on with this. So what they tend to do then is they tend to make a deal. Then you use other lawyers to try and make sure that you fulfill your sentence by the letter of the law rather than the spirit of the law. Let me use a direct example. Let me presume for a moment that you, Alex, have just been successfully charged with horribly murdering Blade Travell. In the face. Because Blade Travell was a Nazi. Sorry, Blade Travell. So, you are sentenced to 5 years of imprisonment for that. You have to spend 5 years inside an actual institution. Okay, no problem. You ever heard of private jails? Or private prisons, excuse me, not jails. Gotta use my terminology correctly here. Because jails and prisons are actually very different things. So you pay a fairly large amount of money, I feel like pointing out. And you go enjoy what is effectively a hotel resort. I might be exaggerating slightly, but if you've ever seen a private prison, those places are literally nicer than hotels I've been to in real life. That's not a joke, and that's not an exaggeration. They follow certain protocols, which allows them to legally distinguish themselves as a state prison, and then they can take prisoners if they can afford to pay to be there, and there you go, fulfilling your sentence. There's actually worse than private prisons, and that's the for-profit prisons. Those can go straight to hell. Those should be burned to the ground. But that's a different topic.
They're here! Aiden!
You're just in time. Commander Gall just rushed off after the imps. You've got to help him.
Onduro was with them. Lord Onduro, the Sith we were trying to take out on Fest. He's here, now, on Belsavis.
Really?
How do you know it was Lord Onduro?
It was him. We all recognized him after Fest. We memorized everything about him.
You've got to understand. Onduro is the reason we're all here. Commander Gall couldn't let that filth escape. When the Imperials started leaving, Gall took a handful of men and followed them, but there were remote charges in the tunnel. It collapsed just after our people moved through.
Can you tell me where this tunnel leads?
The tunnel lets out in the maximum security area, or at least it used to.
The only other way is in the main entrance. There's a lot of fighting over there, but it's the only option left to reach Commander Gall.
I'll bring Gall back alive no matter what.
Good luck, soldier.
Not all of them, Crazy Norse, but a pretty big percentage. Hey, new outfit. Now, it's not free. Those prisoners make a couple dollars an hour. Which might be eaten up in fees in the prison itself. Again, none of this is hyperbole. We should probably drift off this topic. I'm making myself depressed. Let's just say that the justice system here in the United States is frickety terrible. Just top to bottom. Literally top to bottom. If I remember correctly, this is the long run, if memory serves. Ah, yes, droughts. Yeah, that's another thing. Sorry. You know what shock time is? You know what's funny? It's actually not a justice system, and I mean that even judges and attorneys and whatnot don't call it the justice system. They call it the criminal justice system. Just kind of a nice little addendum there. Interesting. Shock time is a concept. What it means is, let's say that Alex has just committed the horrific and horrible sin of stealing a piece of Bazooka Joe candy. Okay? So that sucks. You just stole. Shame on you, Alex. Here's a month in jail. Shock time actually accomplishes 3 separate objectives, all of which I disagree with. First of all, it's supposed to shock you out of ever committing a crime again, because jail is terrible. Jail's actually worse than prison almost universally here in the States. So, you get to suffer through what is quite literally torture for a month. Now, that may not sound like a long period of time. And if you think that, then no offense, you're an idiot. Because a month of jail is horrific. Hang on. Second objective. It gets you out of the court system, technically, because now they don't have to deal with you until you've served your shock time. There's such a thing called a right to speedy trial, but that's 9 months. So, you are now getting to enjoy not having your case even looked at by anyone for about a month, and they get to try and process their extremely lengthy and backlogged queue because the legal systems here in the States are so backlogged, it's actually ridiculous. Well, I'm not even getting into that, Crazy Norse. I'm not touching that unless it's Halloween. Then, we have the third objective. Jails make money based on how many head count they have, even if those people are not currently in the jail. I've actually talked about this a lot. It's called farming. So what they'll do is they'll farm out prisoners. I think it's this way. God, I hate Belsavis. So, Alex goes to Jail A, which is run by Crazy Norse. Crazy Norse, who is of course horrifically evil, decides, okay, so I'm gonna rent out, I'm gonna farm out my jails to my prisoners to the jail that's being run by Omega Cow. So Omega Cow now gets to count Alex as part of his head count for the funding he gets every quarter. And so does Crazy Norse. So Shop Time makes them money, keeps you out of this, well, it keeps you out of their hair for a minute, and shocks you out of actually committing any crimes. I legitimately think that everything about that is horrible. Then with hell would I know? I'm just a viewer with an opinion. There's a lot of these things out here, aren't there? Is it the top one? Well, yeah, you gotta be tough on crime, Crazy Norse. You gotta be hard on crime. You gotta murder criminals left and right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go murder some imps here. Nope, it's not the top one. It is down. What country do I think is better? Well, I'm not as familiar with other countries' legal systems, so I actually cannot answer that question. I have only ignorance. I have heard things, but I've never studied or researched, certainly not to the same extent. Uh-oh. There's a tie following us.
Stand by.
Part of the problem, in my opinion, let me preface that. In my opinion, part of the problem is there's a dominant mentality here in the States amongst its citizenry that criminals are bad people who deserve to be hurt. Now, you can think of that in whichever direction you want to, but that mentality causes a lot of these issues because I guarantee you in many states there would be pushes against this or referendums or movements or votes or whatever against this stuff, and there isn't because people want criminals to be hurt. Meanwhile, this dude's just kind of, you know, force choking him. You okay there, buddy? Hey, you... Conrad, you okay there? Conrad, answer me! Cat's got his tongue. Oh, whatever. I am so sorry, Ross. Okay, did anybody else think his running away animation just looked ridiculous? You'll never get me! We could shoot them from here. I've heard that one from biological family members, Casual.
We never had a chance. Ondoro, lightning, straight out of his fingertips. Impossible. I can't move. You have to capture him. You can't let Ondoro escape. Only he can prove that Daggerwing is innocent.
See what you can do for him, Dorn.
Oh, he's in bad shape. Try not to move, Commander.
Aren't you listening? He's getting away. He could change everything.
Major? Did you hear that?
It doesn't matter. Go. Forget about me. Just get Ondoro.
The Sith can wait. Daggerwing needs you.
This may be the only shot we ever get at that Sith scum. Harlan can take over Daggerwing, and Ondoro can clear their record. I'll gladly die to make that happen. Now go!
That's a weird and honestly kind of a dumb choice. Like, who gives a crap?
Havoc Squad doesn't leave anyone behind.
No! Get out of here! Go!
Oh, hi? Where did you come from? What? Okay, Mr. Red, if you're watching, this cutscene is a good example of bad storyboarding. I like to show my work on that kind of thing. This creature's name is Ancient Monster. Watch out, there's a helicopter.
You stubborn. I guess I should thank you. But now my men's reputation may never be cleared.
You're a good officer, Gall. I couldn't leave you like that.
I appreciate the sentiment. But now my men's reputation may never be saved.
Major, Gall, you made it. They're here, man. Keep those guns up and those eyes sharp.
Zess, what are you doing here?
We came to help, but it looks like we missed the show.
Get your men out of here ASAP, Zess.
Was just thinking the same thing. Need a hand there, Gall?
Thanks. I took a shot at a Sith. I'll stick to starfighters from now on.
We'll get Gall back and have him transferred to the space station with the rest of Daggerwing, Major. Been a pleasure seeing you work.
Thanks for the help, Zess.
Just doing my job.
See you soon, Major.
No, it's okay. The helicopter got me. And this is something we talked about in the Sith Warrior run. So you can always tell when you're going to be ambushed on the way back to the ship. You know how? Because your quest objective says one of two things whenever you finish a planetary chain. It either says, go use your ship's intercom, or go to your ship's airlock. Currently it says, go to your ship's airlock. So, spoilers, we're about to be ambushed. So let's go ahead and warp quick travel back. Go up the other way. Honestly, yes, Crazy Norse. I was just thinking that. What if these people were mass murderers? Who the Republic was like, we need to free these people to fight for us because we need bodies to throw at the Sith Empire. It's like, okay. And then we could have a choice. And then we could get yelled at for whatever choice we make, because that's what would happen. Garza would be like, how dare you insert action here? I'll never forgive you for insert action here. Now, get ready for insert next quest here. And then she never brings it up ever again. What am I in combat with? I can't enter the phase in What am I in combat with? Huh. Oh, they do, Flag Ant. They do. I think the Sith Empire would probably need decades of renovations to be fixed. I think it's possible. Hey, we did it! Go, quick. Okay, we're safe. We're safe. Yeah, somewhere there was just some dude who was thinking really hard about how much they hate us. Republic?
Major, it's good to see you again.
Smoke.
Major, we all owe you big time. You saved the boss, which means you saved everyone else from having me in charge. That alone ought to get you a medal.
I just carried out my mission, Harlan. Nothing more.
Well, from now on, anytime Havoc and Dagger are in the same cantina, your drinks are taken care of.
I never forget a debt, Major. If you ever need air support for one of your operations, Daggerwing will make it happen.
I look forward to working with your unit again, Commander.
Likewise. It's been a pleasure. I think we all have important work to get to. Thanks again, Major. And good luck in your next mission.
Be sure to put in a good word for us with your pals up in command, Ground Pounder. See you around.
It's Gideon Emery, by the way, Alex. He's raising his voice a little bit to kind of do this kind of thing, but that's Gideon Emery. Okay, now use your ship's holoturnal. So thank God It wasn't actually a, an ambush. It was just a cutscene ambush. The Law of Duo. I like it, but I don't know, it needs a little more pizzazz.
I hope you eat properly while away from the ship, Master. Perhaps I should create
Major, good. I just finished reviewing the after-action reports from Belsavis. Easily the best results we could have hoped for given the circumstances. Both Conrad Gall and Tobin Harlan recommended you be given a medal for your actions while rescuing Daggerwing's pilots. Well done.
The bombing of Fest wasn't Daggerwing's fault. Will the charges be cleared?
Time will tell. The situation is out of our hands.
That's a no.
Increased space superiority marks one more step in our counteroffensive against General Racton. Your operations are giving our forces a decisive advantage. Before you proceed to your next objective, I need Havoc to take on a special mission. A prisoner of war rescue operation.
Bringing our people home is always a pleasure.
The prisoners are being held on A-77, an Imperial detention center built inside the remains of an asteroid mining facility. A Special Forces operator was recently captured and taken there. Because of her, we learned A-77's location. You've worked with her before, Sergeant Jaxo.
Jaxo and I did 2 ops together.
Correct. Here is her message from A-77.
Calling any Republic vessel or personnel. This is Ava Jaxo, Sergeant, Republic Special Forces. I'm being held in an Imperial prison.
Oh my god, there she is right now!
On the system's deck. But there are more than 300 other soldiers being held here. Any rescue teams, call me first. I'll do my best to muck up the security systems for you. Now get me out of here!
Just forward the coordinates and I'll move out, General.
A-77's coordinates are being forwarded to your Navicomputer now. Contact Sergeant Jaxo once you're within range and proceed from there. Good luck.
No, I know, Crazy Norse. I'm pretty sure a friend of mine did that during one of our playthroughs. And I gotta switch down to the Chrono Trigger music. So we've got to go talk to the greatest character in the history of the known universe.
Sir, I found information on weapons projects that Colonel Rebus was involved in. Would you like to hear about them?
What's Colonel Rebus been up to?
Most recently, Colonel Rebus was involved in the Gauntlet superweapon that we so skillfully destroyed. He's had a hand in many other projects over the past 18 years. The Blight Matrix, the Galactophage, subjugation droids, even the Plasm resource. Supposedly, he even designed a device that could permanently block hyperlanes.
The Galactophage?
Due to power limitations.
Do you know anything about Rebus's current project?
We have no details on his current project, other than a few intelligence reports confirming that it's near completion. Once his new project enters the testing phase, we will stand a much better chance of locating Rebus himself. I will report to you as soon as I know more.
I'm not really being sarcastic. I actually rather like 4X. I like 2 of our companions. Not you.
I may have been wrong about you. Takes a lot to lead a squad like Havoc. Wasn't convinced you had it in you. Thought you were inexperienced, untested. But you've got good instincts. Turned out to be a first-class leader.
That means a lot coming from you, Jorgen.
I just call it like I see it. I'll admit, that business on Ord Mantell still irks me. But it landed me in the most elite squad in the Republic, under one of the finest commanders I've served with. So I can't complain too much.
You're welcome, I guess. Also, piss off and I hate you. I will do her last. Yeah, we just finished Belsavis. It was actually worse than I remembered. I do not look forward to actually doing that planet's quests when we get there.
I have to tell you, boss, I'm impressed. I wasn't sure I'd like coming back to the Army, but it's worked out great. Mostly thanks to you.
I'm just lucky to have a good team.
Can't have a good crew without a good boss, sir. I've worked with a lot of people over the years. Stupid, greedy people I cut loose as soon as I could. But you, actually useful. Even taught me a thing or two in a fight. It's a nice change.
I'd hope the Republic's best squad would be an improvement.
All I'm saying is that I never thought this would be the place for me. But it is. Come on, let's get back to that war I keep hearing about.
Yeah, is that a corpse? No, you know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Found our first customer, boss. An Alderaanian noble named Albrecht. He was in Tamagaran for quite a few credits. Once I work out the final details, it's all ours.
Let me know when everything's ready.
I've got a good feeling about this, boss. I think this might just be the best plan I've ever been part of. Long as we're not kicked out of the military, we'll do pretty well for ourselves.
Don't worry, I'll keep us covered.
That's why you're the best. I'll let you know when everything's lined up. Then I'll go pay the noble Lord Albrecht a visit.
Auction house would, if I'm remembering correctly, will actually go under interface because that was my main issue with it. I could be wrong though. Joining of Havoc's squad has served as a mirror to Yoon's first steps in the path of the Republic Army. In working as a findsman, Yoon found several signs leading away from Gand, out into the galaxy at large. This path could not be ignored. But Yoon was little prepared for the truth of the galaxy. Learning new cultures, new languages, and new ways took time and patience.
What led you to sign up for the army?
War was a very great adjustment. The notion is not foreign to the Gand, but the scale of the conflict was difficult to comprehend. Once Yoon understood the goals of the Empire, the purpose of the science became clear. Yoon enlisted to find the Empire's end, to stop those who would destroy so much.
Havoc isn't going to stop until the Empire's history.
It is strange to think back to Yoon's first hunts and compare them with our present causes. The victory we seek now is of truly vast importance, and Yoon is proud to be a part of it. What I not like about Jorgen, other than the fact that he's a petty, small-minded idiot? He's trying to... Let me actually walk that back. The writers are trying too hard to make Jorgen Garrus. I'm just going to say it as bluntly as I can. They want him to be the renegade vigilante, and they fail at it, so he sucks. So, yeah, I think that qualifies. Where's her theme song? Oh god, where is it? Where is it? No! Hang on. Oh, don't. And I'm afraid I must kill you horribly, Mr. Dr. Winter. Who's not a mister at all. There it is.
Sir, I was just going over a research article I've been writing for the Armed Forces Medical Science Journal. I'm a bit nervous about it, actually. I've never had an article published in the journal. It's quite prestigious.
I've never seen you do a bad job at anything, Ilara. Your article's sure to impress them.
I appreciate the vote of confidence. I may not hear back for some time. There's quite a bit of writing in the medical field at the moment. One of the side effects of wartime. I'll just have to wait and see. Sir, I'm afraid I need to request a brief leave of absence. It's Kaylor. He's attempting to exploit a loophole in Investigative Appeals Process subsection 4 in order to reopen his inquiry without new cause.
What can we do to put an end to this?
A preemptive strike is the only option. I'm not going to give Kaylor the time to carry his supposed investigation any further. I'm going to Coruscant. I have every message, every report, every call recorded. It's time to demonstrate to Kaylor's superiors exactly what his supposed service to the Republic has accomplished.
I'll come with you. With my word backing you up, you can't fail.
You're very kind to offer, sir, but I need to handle this myself. Bringing a war hero along would seem like a diversionary tactic. I'll return as quickly as possible.
And...
Sir.
She's back.
I am ordered to report that I, Ilara Dawn, personnel number 22795, am no longer classified as a person of concern. The Personnel Division of the Army of the Galactic Republic has declared that I am to be treated as a fully protected legal citizen, effective immediately.
You beat him, Ilara. You're free.
That I am, sir. Kaylor never saw it coming. When I exercised my right under Service Code 1 to an immediate personnel hearing, he was literally speechless. I demonstrated documentation for every moment of his pointless investigation. Once the man-hours and expenditures were totaled, it came to thousands of credits wasted in wartime.
I can't believe it had really gone so far.
Yes. Even after I had gathered all of that evidence, the full scale of what had happened didn't settle in until I was presenting it in the hearing. I still can't believe this day has finally come. The suspicion, the reservations, the endless questions. They've been a part of my life for so long. But no more. I am a citizen of the Galactic Republic.
It must feel like you're starting a whole new life.
It truly does. I've never felt prouder to be serving the Republic. Let's return to the front lines. I want to go back to doing my part.
Time to get this ship moving.
I'll prepare my equipment, sir.
Absolutely, Zarkov. Clones for life, yo. Alright. Come on.
Havoc Squad calling Sergeant Jaxo. Come in, Jaxo.
Uh-oh.
It's you. It's really you. I must have done something right.
I'm here for you, my one true love, Ilara.
We're set for a rapid approach vector. What's your plan?
From here, I can short out the exterior defense grid. You'll be able to coast right in. But internal security is a whole other problem. We've got war droids and plenty of them. There's gonna be some major heat after you touch down, believe me.
Thanks for the heads up, Jaxo.
You'd better make your approach now. I'll contact you once you're landed. Jaxo out.
I was wondering where Major Heat was going to show up. You're late. Why would I romance anybody, Savicom? Although, actually, that's a good question. Everyone in chat who has an opinion on the matter, what's the best romance in this game? Pre-expansions.
Engaging hostile.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. I'm seeing several Kiras, that's amusing. Considering. I'm not throwing shade, I think that's amusing. Someone murder Kay for me really quick, please. Oh, that's right, Laura Bailey is Kira, isn't she?
I'd call that a beachhead, but you'd better leave plenty of muscle behind. Your ship is going to be target number 1 for those droids.
My squad will hold this position. What's next?
Next up is the command center. That's where you'll need to go to open all of the cells. Once our boys are loose, they can ride out in one of the old supply transports. It'll be a tight fit, but I doubt anyone will complain.
Let's make it happen.
Good luck, Major.
Who's your first companion as the Inquisitor? I actually don't remember off the top of my head. It's not Pirate Guy, I think. Is it? Oh, right. Campbell. No, I actually think alternate leveling mechanic works. Well, no, that's not really alternate leveling. It's 4 leveling. Put it under secondary, Mr. Red. Oh, and do me a weird favor, Mr. Red. Go ahead and add a crafting category. I think Cubic has convinced me. And then just add the crafting stuff into there, please. The gameplay stuff, not the story stuff. I hate you, Alex. Listen, romance is evil, and if the game would let me romance Ilara, I would have already done it. The game does not allow that. I actually have no idea who the Fem Troops romance options are. Other than Jorgen, which is not happening. I'm not romancing Garrus, I'm not romancing Jorgen. Wait, is that seriously just Jorgen? Wow. Garrus is my bro, Giga. Now, I know the internet has a thing with this, but I'm not into romancing my bro. So, no. I feel like romancing Tali. I couldn't do that. Also, Gareth and Tali are really cute together. So that's nice, too. Like, there's no exaggeration there. I threw a lot of shade at Mass Effect 3, and indeed, we'll do so again, probably in about a month and a half or so. But, it did a few things very right, and the Tali and Garrus relationship is one of those. I actually tend to agree with that concept, Giga Pudding. But then again, I firmly believe that anyone I romance has to be my friend before and during said romance. I know I'm a weirdo on that front. Class design? Don't we have a specific thing for class design? Hang on, people. Let me hit the stream brakes. There we go. All right. Gameplay. Yeah, it's literally called Kit Classes Power-Ups. Classes is literally in the name, Mr. Red. As I say, I'm pretty sure that's on there because that's come up more than once. Even in single-player games, there tends to be classes. Hell, we're going to cover that when we get to Mass Effect. I look forward to giving the game 50,000 negatives for every class that isn't engineer. And also, mage. I forget what it's called. Vanguard, there we go, Vanguard.
Ah! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I surrender! You're Republic, right? This is a jailbreak. Please, I'll do whatever you want. Just don't hurt me!
Cooperate and I'll get you out of here too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You want me to unlock the prisoner cells? I can do it. It will only take about... Oh, General Racton!
Impressive. Your time from learning about A-77 to storming its command deck was shorter than even my most aggressive estimates.
Using prisoners as bait. You're real scum, Racton.
Morality is a matter for peacetime. It has no place in war. Imperial warships have maneuvered into position around A-77. The facility will be obliterated in a matter of minutes. Goodbye.
The shields are already failing. I have to reroute power.
You want to give me an update here, Major? It feels like someone's shooting at us.
The imps are about to blow this whole place apart.
They're going to blow up their own prison? This is insane.
Oh, I can do it. I can keep the shields up. We can all make it out if I just vent the systems level.
You can't vent the systems level. I'm on the systems level. There are droids everywhere. I'd never make it out. Who is this moron?
We'll find a way to get everyone out. Don't worry.
There is no other way. Please forgive me, but we have no other alternative. Without shields, we could never get the cells open fast enough. All of the prisoners would die.
You've got to get me out of here, Major. I can't die in this place. I can't.
We have no choice. We're clearly compelled to rescue the greatest number of prisoners possible.
There's always a choice. Please, don't do this.
It's time to execute Jaxo. Yes, yes. Actually, this is a pretty good trap, all things considered. Especially compared to some of the other nonsense traps we've placed in this game, which are usually extremely obvious. You know, I don't think I've ever saved her here.
Forgive me, Jaxo, but this is my only option. Vent the service level, get the shields back up, and the prison cells open ASAP.
Yes! Yes, of course!
And herp.
But, no. It can't end like this. It can't end.
It worked. Shields are back to 90%, but they will not last forever. You should return to your ship. I'll ensure the prisoners are freed and find their way to the transport.
Don't hang around too long yourself.
I will not. Thank you. Please, go now. We don't have much time.
Yeah, honestly, this is kind of messed up.
Attention, prisoners. Republic soldiers have come to rescue you. All cells are being unlocked and opened now. Please hurry to the aft hangar bay. A supply transport is available to carry you away from this place. At last.
This is probably a legitimate plus to story, which, if you're paying any kind of attention, is the first non-companion plus to story this entire story that Trooper has got. So, I suppose that's damning with faint praise, but this is actually pretty good. Credit where credit is due. In Act 3, no less, which is generally terrible. I don't need to be generous. This is actually good. That's the whole point of being fair. That's the wonderful thing about being fair. Being fair doesn't care about whether you like it or dislike it or want it or diswant it. I mean, Anakin would probably find some way to do it. Oh, right.
Havoc! Hey there. We just wanted to thank you for springing us. No time for introductions before. I'm Major Fell, 82nd Armored. I always wanted to meet the head of Havoc. This is a real honor.
I'm glad I could get you and your people out of there.
I can hardly believe it's over. Everything happened so fast. I guess you found us on account of Jaxo. Is she over there? I'd like to thank her too if I could.
Unfortunately, Jaxo was killed during the escape.
Oh. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. She ought to get a medal. We'd never have gotten out if she hadn't slipped away to call for help.
I'll be sure to suggest it to my CO.
Thank you. It seems like the least we could do to try and repay her. I won't hold you up any longer. Thanks again, Major. From all of us. Fell out.
If you rescue Jaxo, I pulled it up here, she will send a letter to you where she mentions how she is overcome with guilt about what she asked the commander to do. She herself willingly puts in for psychological dismissal from the army and tells the commander to stay strong, and then vanishes from the narrative.
Havoc Squad calling General Garza. A-77 was a trap. We rescued most of the prisoners, but Sergeant Jaxo was killed in action.
I'm sorry to hear about Jaxo. but it sounds like you were very fortunate to save as many as you did. What happened exactly?
General Racton had warships waiting to destroy A-77 and kill us all.
Incredible. You did very well to escape a situation like that, Major. Tell me more about Sergeant Jaxo. Was she killed during the operation, or had she been recaptured before you arrived?
Jaxo sacrificed her life to save the others. She deserves a posthumous award.
Understood. I'll get the documentation started immediately. It's the least we could do.
I'm actually surprised you agreed with that,
General Racton is
Garza.
going to great lengths to remove Havoc from the war. We're clearly on the right track. Let's keep the pressure on. Your next assignment is on a planet called Voss. I'm sending the coordinates now. Contact me as soon as you arrive. Garza out.
Sorry, I'm looking at a list of companions, because someone asked me earlier if there's any character I'd be interested in romancing in this game. Now, since I'm into females, I would probably prefer romancing a female. But, having said that... I am actually Papa Neeks, yeah. I'm guessing this isn't a full list. I actually don't recognize several of these people, so... I could see Ashara. Vet, I could see in a very specific way. I can also see Jaisa, but I don't like that. Yeah, that's actually it. Will be extremely evil Inquisitor. Yeah, exactly, Blade Traval. That I could see because there's kind of the, you know, rescue you from slavery, treat you as an equal, you know, partnership kind of a thing. I don't remember who Risha is, my goodness.
Major, now that you've reached our Voss outpost, let's begin your briefing. Voss was first discovered by the Empire. As always, the Imperials' first thought was invasion, but the Voss people repel them with ease. Apparently, their mystics can predict the future with complete precision. Word spread quickly, and gaining the Voss as allies has become a top Republic priority.
Anyone who can see the future is a good friend to have.
True, but we can't afford to lose sight of the overall war effort. Our problem is with the strategy employed by the Republic's influential diplomat, Senator Evren. Evren is certain that the Empire will invade again, and he's withholding thousands of frontline troops to leap to Voss's defense. This cannot continue.
How can Havoc Squad free up those troops, General?
You can make their presence unnecessary. Unfortunately, Evren is a close friend of the Supreme Chancellor and has his complete confidence. Even I can't overrule him now. Our only alternative is for your team to demonstrably destroy any and all invasion vectors the Empire has left. Once Voss is safe, we can get our troops back.
Just tell me where to begin, General.
You'll begin by reporting to Senator Evren in his office in the alien enclave of Voss-Ka, the planet's mountain capital. Evren has agreed to talk, but he still holds all the cards, Major. Conduct yourself accordingly.
I won't give the Senator any reason to complain.
Good. We have enough run-ins with the Senate as it is. Also, remember that Voss is neutral territory. Imperial personnel are just as welcome as we are, so make absolutely sure that your operations remain covert. Report back to me when the situation is dealt with. Garza out.
I'm looking at all the companions. Just in general. I don't know. Like, there are several male characters I like, but none of them I would consider romanceable. Like, Quinn's actually interesting to me. I'd just kill him. And Blizz is amazing, but he's Blizz. And 4X is a droid, and that's just uncomfortable. And then, of course, there's Dr. Loken, who is incredibly evil. Oh, wait, we're already here. Loken's fascinating in how evil he is. It's really kind of funny. I can't stand Vector, but not really for anything that's his fault. Just what he is. Blizz is awesome, Trihexia. Anyways, what's a good song for Boss?
Major, Captain Marshall, sir, 81st Infantry. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
Blizz is legitimately awesome. He might actually be my favorite companion in this game. I'm not exaggerating.
You must be Senator Evans' reserves.
You mean the Vacation Brigade? That's what everyone's calling us, right?
Keep it down, Private. Sorry, Major. We heard a rumor you might be here to get us back into the field. Is that true?
Operational details are top secret, Captain. Sorry.
Come on, Major. We're bouncing off the walls here. Give us something.
That is enough, Private. I want a weapons check, armor clean, and gear stow in 5. Move it! And Major, if that is why you're here, then good luck. We're all dying to get back out there and crack some hip skulls. So long.
Well, the thing is, Vector, by memory, is a well-written and interesting character. He's just... Vector. Like, it's one of those wonderfully messed up situations, you know? It's like, oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Shooting him would probably be a good thing, but it's hard to gauge that, isn't it? Because he likes what he is. Or at least he says he is, after it was forced upon him. And that's just always kind of a, I mean, I'm not even talking about the bug thing. That's separate. Just his whole situation is fascinatingly horrifying. Yes, Vector is one with the hive mind. And he likes what he is. Trust him. He's definitely speaking with a full sound mind. Wink. Yeah, that's the other thing. Vector is, for all intents and purposes, Vector 2. Vector 1 died. A personality death, if you will.
Ah, Major. Please, come in. Make yourself comfortable.
Hi.
I was just having dinner brought in. Would you care to join me? I understand it's being paired with an excellent Chandlerin wine.
Much obliged, Senator, but I'm afraid the mission has to come first.
Of course. You have a duty to carry out. I can certainly respect that. While I appreciate that General Garza sent her best, I have reservations with her plan. Military action here is very risky. The Voss have strictly forbidden violence between Republic and Imperial visitors. I maintain it would be better to wait for the Empire to make the first move.
The first invasion didn't sway the Voss. What's another one gonna do?
The Imperials underestimated the Voss the first time. They won't repeat that mistake. If you believe you can completely destroy the Empire's ability to invade this planet without being discovered by Voss authorities, so be it. You'll work under my direct supervision, and I'll observe your activities through your armor cam. Cross any lines, and the mission ends. Is that clear?
This op will go by the numbers, Senator.
I'm glad we understand each other.
I love working personally for a senator.
Take a look at these reports from the SIS. An Imperial agent called Deadfall has landed on Voss. Deadfall's specialty is subterfuge. He sows confusion and chaos on a planet just before the Empire sends its invasion forces. His presence proves their intentions.
You know where he is now?
The SIS believes Deadfall is hiding in a cave system at the foot of Voska. The coordinates are in the reports. I believe the best course of action is for you to search the caves for data, hopefully capturing Deadfall himself in the process. Agreed?
I'll make it happen, Senator.
Then we're already off to a good start. And remember, I'm watching.
Blah, blah, blah. So someone asked who's the worst companion in the game. I actually asked a question related to that earlier. Who's worse? Scadge? Or Brunmark? Because it's one of those two. I think at that point it's really down to which irritates you more. Being able to hear the voice actor pissing you off, or hearing the whole time. Take your pick. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Right. I'm on Voss. Pay attention, Lore. Now, if we're dismissing the two worst companions in the game, let me pull up a list of companions. See who the next worst is. I'm gonna go with the Imperials because I'm just more familiar with them. So I'm skipping the Republics.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
Let's see. There's Zalek. Scorpio. Scorpio should have been cool. And instead just comes across as Shodan Light. I guess that's actually it. Wait! Hang on. There's one other character. So, I'm going to go with Zalek as my number 3 slot. But then my number 4 slot, which is arguably the first one of these that's actually a goddamn character, is Kaleo. I hate Kaleo. I'll be right back. Whoops. Kaleo is one of those weird ones, though. Reviewing her is going to be strange, because almost all of my dislike of Kaleo is personal. The actress is good, and the writing, well, let's just say she's very deliberately what she is. Jeez. Right. Boss. The Autumn Planet. Her quest does suck. I actually agree with that. And her romance is terrible, in my opinion. I have seen it. maybe terrible is the wrong word. Her romance is toxic is the word I want to use. Any romance with Kaliyo is just straight up toxic. It's messed. I don't like to use that word all that much. Yeah, there's several late party syndrome characters in this one. Like, some of the late party syndrome characters are just kind of there, you know? But I wouldn't call any of them good by memory. Like, let's look at this for a second, shall we? Again, sticking to the Empire. So on Sith Warrior we have Brunmark. Enough said. On Sith Inquisitor we have Zalek. In Agent we have Scorpio. And on Bounty Hunter we have Skadge. Yeah. I don't recognize most of these trooper ones. Wow, Republic ones. Although Yoon is our last one, so there's that. I like Sarah more than I probably should because I've known and gotten along with people like her in real life, Dr. Winter. Plus, the actress is great. Who? Giga Pudding? I remember Galt. Does that count? There it is. I actually like Galt, unironically. Hey, Morganite. Sorry, I know I'm not really paying that much attention to my health. I'm actually trying to judge the class a little bit. We're approaching 50, and, well, honestly, we're not going to be able to judge Trooper at 80 because, duh, feasibility and all that. So I'm trying to get a feel for Trooper. I will say one thing they're doing that I like, which, FF14 also does, is there's several abilities which have been getting changes, you know, alterations, rather than just getting a whole new ability, which is good, because a problem almost every MMO has had an issue with over their career is ability bloat. In fact, Tor itself had really bad ability bloat back in the day. I don't know when they fixed that, but they clearly have. Like, at this level we're at right now, we should have at least twice the number of skills we do. The score, I believe, is up to date here, Morganite. I think so. There's surprisingly good stuff here, Mr. Red. And I mean that. I know I come down as harsh on it, but I do that for FF14, too. And for WoW.
I'm speechless. Is it always like that in the field? Is there always that much killing?
It's unfortunate, but it's necessary.
A gruesome necessity. Enough. Let's just get on with the assignment. I have Agent Keller here from the SIS to assist us.
My team will take care of the heavy lifting, Major. Just flip the consoles on and we'll slice right in.
Don't move a finger. I've got you dead in my sights. I'll kill you where you stand.
You must be that guerrilla fighter I've been hearing so much about.
You aren't asking the questions here. I am.
This is your chance, Major. Take him into custody for questioning.
I'll be back with you in a minute, Senator.
Good luck.
I don't plan on surrendering, do you?
Surrender isn't an option.
Then let's finish this.
Not that very good of a shot, apparently. Oh no, it was a trap. Oh no, they're dead.
Engaging hostile.
Ironically, I would say probably one of the best romances that I've seen in Inquisition specifically is Iron Bull. I mean that legitimately. It's quirky and kind of funny, but it's actually really heartwarming too. And it has the potential to be really traumatic if you do it wrong. The other one would be, oh my god, I can't think of her name. Thank you, Cassandra. God. I even took a nap today. Yeah, Cassandra is the other one, who is just the right amount of adorable and adorable and all that fun stuff. There's a sincerity to her that really, I mean, it's there in general, but it really shines during her romance. I wasn't gonna bring up the book. Game. Game. Can I have a Kefka really quick? Just one Kefka, please. Here, okay, there's a Kefka. Oh, I was in combat, that's why. Right.
Major, you were supposed to capture him alive. You were supposed to bring him in for questioning.
Some men never surrender.
Save your excuses. I'm not interested. Now, the consoles. Let's hope they even have half of the information Deadfall could have given us.
Got a hit. Multiple deliveries from Paul Blex. He's an arms smuggler here on Voss.
Blex must be smuggling weapons to the Empire. Blast. We've been watching the wrong ships.
What's Blex's location?
I'm forwarding the pickup coordinates from the imp files. Looks like a good place for Blex to be hiding out.
Go there and question him right away, Major. And I mean that. Don't just go in there shooting this time.
You're an idiot.
If I may add, sir, this area is also home to the Shrine of Healing. It is a sacred place in Voss culture and presents many diplomatic opportunities.
How does this Shrine of Healing tie into our plans?
Entering the Shrine of Healing requires the completion of a very dangerous series of trials. Few outsiders have ever gained entry. By completing the trials, you would further demonstrate to the Voss that we are worthy of their friendship.
I'm always glad to prove the Republic's worth.
A useful pursuit. But I would advise against straying from our primary objective for too long.
I'm certain you'll find the experience worthwhile. Also be warned that this area is one of many infested by the Gormak, a dangerous local race that has warred with the Voss for centuries. One of the locals, Suvarak, can tell you much more. Good luck.
Thank you, Papa Neeks. I'll put that towards Batman Arkham Origins. And thank you, silly idea. I'll put that towards Off Mortis Ghost. Appreciate you. Thank you. I mean, you would need to sub, Mr. Red, if I haven't made that abundantly clear. That's true for everyone, by the way. If you're gonna play this game, sub. Don't try to not sub. You know what? Hang on. Let's try something here. Uh-oh, silly idea. You found me out. It's actually secretly a time loop. Hell, I'm subbed for this run right now.
Are currently open for business.
It's pretty bad, Warp Core. You gain less experience, can have less money, can't equip all the gear. You don't get the experience boosters, you don't get the same rewards from quests. There's several other things that, as a consequence of everything, you will be riding the red line, so you'll actually have to go and grind. Simply going from point A to point B will be slower because of the mount speed issue and the fact that you don't have sprint, so your literal run speed is slower. Oh yeah, and you also don't get all the content. That's kind of a newer thing. It's worse across the board. Yeah, so, I don't know if you ever played WoW in vanilla. There's a thing, possibly Warp Core. I don't remember right now off the top of my head, but I shrug. Hang on, stop that. Okay. Preferred status is better, but still worse than full subscription status. Back in WoW Vanilla, which is true all the way up to Cataclysm, there was this something. There's a range of experience, which is referred to as the Hell levels. Excuse me. The Hell levels. Almost said the wrong thing. Now, the Hell levels used to be a regular concept in every MMO. It was a common thing going back to the Bronze Era. Hell levels, if you're wondering, is a sequence of leveling which is just worse than all the other levels for some reason. Usually because there's a lack of content, or the content that you can do in that range is extremely boring. In WoW Vanilla, that was the 40s. You had 3 zones, and you would run out of quests before you got to 50. The moment you hit, and I'm pretty sure it's 49, but I'm not sure the exact number, you could start to do the quests in the Western Plaguelands. And those quests would be really, really hard, but they'd be something. It's a byproduct of an improperly designed progression curve. That's what it really boils down to. So Hell levels suck. If you do not sub in Tor, you will run into Hell levels. If you are not preferred in... So, okay, hang on. If you have no sub and no preferred, you will run into multiple Hell levels in Tor. If you push up to preferred, I believe it's possible that you'll only run into a couple of Hell levels, but you absolutely will run into Hell levels. That's just boss design. Just a red. I mean, I don't want to sound extremely elitist here, but people who think Hell levels are a good game design element are extreme morons! Better than regular morons. They're extreme, with an X. Big ol' X. FF14 used to have quite a few Hell levels. I don't actually know if it does anymore. It's been too long, but getting 1 to 50 on your secondary characters used to suck in general. And yeah, getting from 45 to 50 used to suck. As recently as, I'd say, Shadowbringers, FF14 did still have Hell levels. And that was the range in Stormblood. After you finish I forget the numbers, forgive me, but it's after you finish the Heavenward range, and before you get to be able to start doing the Shadowbringers content. And that range right there sucked as recently as Shadowbringers. I'm not sure if that's been fixed as of Endwalker. Yeah, you want something?
I just want to talk to Blex. You don't need to get involved.
Yeah, sure, whatever. That was easy. Oh no.
Contact!
You know, this could have been easy, but now you're dead. Alright, everyone, back off. Look, no offense. You show up out of nowhere, packing major hardware. We didn't figure you were here to shop, you know? You're not, are you?
I want to know what you delivered to the Empire.
Well, not in your life. No way. I have to respect my client's privacy. The Imps aren't exactly going to send me flowers for blabbing about their business now, are they?
I won't tell the Imperials if you don't, Blacks.
That's really comforting. Really. Just make it worth my while. If I talk, I have to pump security, make escape plans. It's all very expensive.
Here, now tell me what you know.
You got yourself a deal. The Imps had us bring a bunch of tunneling equipment and a giant bomb. Looked like Republic ordnance, truth be told. Reverse engineered, maybe?
What kind of giant bomb? A ZR-57 orbital strike bomb?
I don't know, I'm not expert. Looked big enough to drop from orbit, sure. The Imps picked the stuff up here. I didn't ask where they took it or what they're planning. Not my business, right? Excuse me. I have a mess to clean up before I can see any more customers. Feel free to see yourself out.
Nicely done, Major. You turned a violent confrontation into a reasonable negotiation.
I'm glad you were satisfied with my work, sir.
So am I. As for the information, what do you make of it, Agent Keller?
Too early to say. Gotta run some numbers. Try and figure out where they'd go with tunneling equipment and a bomb.
If the bomb's a ZR-57, you can track its radiation signature.
Good thinking. I'll get scanning equipment out to the team.
In the meantime, I want you back in my office. An important diplomatic meeting is coming up, and Havoc Squad would make an excellent honor guard.
I need to be in the field, Senator. This is a serious threat.
We don't even know where to start looking. Let the SIS do their job.
As soon as we have anything, Major, you'll be the first to know.
Now hurry back.
Okay. I'm liking the Senator guy more and more by the second, let me tell you what. Let's go back to see him. What's the best romance I've ever seen in video games in particular? That's a good question. Listen, this guy is so amazing, Alex. He's the best. I was actually thinking about Morrigan. I do like that romance very much. It's one of the better constructed and better designed ones, and the actress really nails it. I'm challenging myself to think of a non-BioWare example. Give me a minute. Yennefer, Witcher 3.
Major, good. Just in time to start the meeting. I'll need you right over there.
Who are you meeting with, Senator?
A representative of the Voss named Gonsa. The Empire is also sending a representative, Lord Torius. These meetings are a rare opportunity to impress the Voss. Just let me do the talking.
I'll stay out of your way, Senator.
Thank you. I appreciate your help in this matter.
Senator Everin, sir, your guests have arrived.
Welcome, Gonsa. On behalf of the Galactic Republic, allow me to express what an honor it is to speak with you.
I will hear your words. Speak your offer.
Words are all that the Republic can offer, my friend. Unlike the Empire, they lack the strength to do anything more.
Such hostility, my lord. You see, Gonsa, the Empire doesn't respect anyone. Joining them would make your people nothing more than slaves.
Pure slander. In the Empire, power is respected above all else. And the Voss are a powerful people, worthy of high regard, Gonsar.
We have thrived alone for millennia. Why join anyone?
The Voss could gain a lot by learning about outside cultures and technologies.
Thank you, Major. Yes, the galaxy is filled with amazing peoples and technologies. Your people stand to benefit greatly.
Gonsa, problems have developed. You are required.
Problems? My friend, please, allow the Republic to help you however we can. Let us prove our worth.
Yes. The soldier. You will help.
How can I be of assistance, sir?
Voss commandos are trapped in Gormak territory. A rescue.
Of course. Proceed to the Commando's coordinates, Major. There isn't a moment to lose.
I'll have the Voss's men safe in no time, sir.
Best of luck, Major. I hope the mission goes as smoothly as Senator Everin believes it will. Come, men.
Senator?
I actually rather like the Voss overall. We won't really be talking about them yet because we're not really doing Voss yet, but, you know. Voss are cool. Whoa. Camera. And my armor is not color unified, no. This is just what I actually have equipped. It kind of does scatter, eh? Oh, those are Imperials, right? And I am not an Imperial. Wink. I am a loyal Republic soldier person.
Stay safe out there.
You got this, Maverick. You can do it. So I've been thinking about this, and I think I am going to go ahead and completely change the order of the classes. Unfortunately, that means Bounty Hunter's going to have to wait till later. Sorry, Mr. Red.
Welcome.
On the plus side, it means we'll be seeing the rest of the Republic stuff, which I want to get over as soon as possible. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I need to deal with whatever this is. Help me out. It's Tatooine, Hoth, Quesh, somewhere in there. Belsavis, Voss, Corellia, right? I use Origin, Mr. Ed, which just launches the launcher. But that's because I've had an account for so long that that's kind of how I got grandfathered in. So, it's whatever. Hold up. Can I not?
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
Okay, this is going to be a trip. Oh yeah, Alderaan. I forgot Alderaan. What? What's happening here? Oh, gotcha. Sure, why not? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Origin, and I never have been, and I never will be. End communication. Oh, I see what you're saying. That makes more sense. WoW. Easy answer, J. Palmer. This game looks good. WoW is made by Blizzard. Blizzard has always consistently done two things very, very well. Visual design, audio design. And music, primarily, but you get... Yeah, the Blizzard art team, you know? Like, that's honestly an unfair statement. I feel bad even answering that way, but it is what it is. But no, I was just trying to remember all the planets, because I forgot to take some notes down earlier, and that's on me, and I need to do that. That's a good point. If you join the Empire, we will give you donuts. If you join the Republic, they will take your donuts away from you. Make the right choice. Join the Empire. I was kind of deliberately skipping Ilum, for reasons that I'll get to later. Wrong way. No, Alex, no! I don't remember if there's any story stuff in Ilum. Or Elam. I don't remember how they pronounce it. They'll pronounce it at some point.
Enemy contact! Imperial troops!
I know there's no class stuff there, because the class stuff ends after Corellia. Hi.
That's quite far enough, Major. We have the rescue operation well in hand. Sadly for Havoc Squad, the challenge of the Gormak was simply too much. Your remains won't be recovered for some time. My condolences.
There's no need to fight. We could make this a joint operation.
How kind. But there simply isn't enough glory to share in a mission like this. Some other time. Men, open fire.
A tone for Pandaria? Wholesome.
Engaging hostile.
Even at its worst, with all the dangers and terrors that they face on Pandaria, there's a real sense of trying to make the best of it, helping people out. You know, very wholesome. Also lore, but that's unrelated. This song is the office song for Scrooge McDuck's office, specifically in the remaster of DuckTales.
You arrive as predicted. We return alone.
I'd be happy to escort you back to Voskar, sir.
We return alone.
Okay. Yeah, it is actually a remake. I don't know why they label it a remaster.
We have a serious problem. Agent Keller's team discovered where the Empire is hiding their bomb, but not before being spotted by Imperial security.
Uh-oh.
The team's speeder was damaged during their escape. They've crash-landed in the Darkheart, part of the Nightmare Lands. You have to get there right away.
I'll move out immediately, sir.
Hold a minute for intel. Koru?
The Nightmare Lands are no place for the unprepared. I've seen the reports. Severe psychological effects are common. You should speak with Talon Day, a Voss commando stationed in the area. He supposedly knows of a way to avoid or prevent these effects.
I'll find Talon Day and see what he knows.
Go as fast as you can, Major. There isn't a moment to lose.
Here's an interesting question. Do we think it's a negative that BioWare games tend to preempt your equipment for cutscenes? Because they all do it. The Mercy Knife in the Dragon Ages, that stupid pistol in the Mass Effect, and the pistol here. We also have, like, the lightsaber problem, kind of, but not really. Now you're probably thinking, but lore! And then you punch me right in my stupid face. Well, let me try to explain my point really briefly here. It's understandable why they do it. That's not interesting to me. That's not what we're debating. We know exactly why they do it. They do it because that way it's a way that they can always know what animations need to be used in cutscenes, regardless of what you actually have equipped.
Here they come!
What that means is you tend to not use your equipped weapons in cutscenes, which admittedly does kind of suck. But again, the question boils down to, is that negative territory or merely the absence of positive? And yeah, Cashel is correct. If Final Fantasy XIV has the same problem, but honestly, much, much worse. Where they can't even tell what class you are in FF14, so you don't do anything in cutscenes. Now, that's a negative, because that's full-on cutscene incompetence. Because the only way they can make that work for any kind of action scene is have you stand around and do nothing. Which they do. Frequently.
Welcome. Please select an available...
At least here you have a gun, or a lightsaber, or a dagger. Either way, this is something we need to debate, because this is going to set some precedents, because all the BioWare games do this. Well, all the ones from, I guess, Dragon Age? No, Dragon Age came out after Mass Effect, didn't it? Whatever, you get my point. All the Dragon Ages, all the Mass Effect, and the game we're playing right now. If you ever wonder why we always walk out with that stupid pistol, despite the fact that we're playing a trooper, it's because of that. And we're dead from a mid-air collision. I don't know, Sean. I mean, I do think Mass Effect 2 is one of the best BioWare games ever made. And I will shotgun and positives at it until I've made my point. Actually, that's not how that works. I admit it does bother me, but I'm not sure if it bothers me enough to be more than one negative. Let me explain this a little bit. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're playing a video game. I know, hard to imagine, but just bear with me for a second. And as you're playing this video game, you put time and effort and work into your cosmetics. Now let's assume for a moment that when you enter in-game cutscenes, that transmog, the appearance you've crafted, goes away. And instead you have either a default outfit or whatever your actual gear is or whatever. Now there are games that do this, and that irritates the snot out of me. Because the whole point and purpose of making yourself look cool is so you can look cool in the cutscenes, right? Here's the thing. That's terrible. That's multiple negative range. Especially some of the games I'm thinking of that do that. But just the weapon? It's a little bit less terrible. Especially since in several cases it can work out. On our Bounty Hunter, we probably will see our actual weapon. On our Jedis, and, you know, actually, I think all our Force users will probably see our actual saber, etc., etc. So far, in fact, I would say that only 2 of the classes have that issue. Agent and Trooper. So, I'm thinking 1 negative. Probably in all. Just for that general system, and the fact that I don't care for it to begin with. But also the fact that it really does bother me for the reasons I already outlined. It would take extra work to animate slightly differently for different weapons, but they could do that, especially since most of these animations are canned. This is not an unsolvable problem. But I doubt that'll be more than 1 negative in Tor. Anything else that would be a negative would probably be an individual case negative, rather than a negative for the game.
Incoming!
That's a strong argument, Alex. I'm afraid I have to agree. 3 negatives for absolutely no reason. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on that fair thing. I'm reminded of a quote from Order of the Stick. There's this one character who's really pissed off because things aren't going his way. And he's arguing and arguing and arguing, finally fails, and finally just says, this isn't fair. And the other person says, no, it is fair. That's why you're so pissed off. That always amuses me.
What? No! Get away from me! Stay back! I'll kill you! No, I'm sorry. Please help me. My head, everything keeps spinning. I can't think straight.
See what you can do for him, Dorn.
Agent, focus on my eyes, sir. I need you to take deep, slow breaths.
My team. We crashed. We took shelter here, but they were plotting. Plotting behind their eyes. I had to do it. They would have killed me. If I hadn't killed them, they would have killed me.
Pull yourself together. I need the Imp's location now.
What? The Imps? My team? The mission? Take this. Take it! It has coordinates. The Imperials are there, tunneling. This will get you through the security door. Tell their families.
Agent! I have no pulse. He's gone.
The sooner we're away from this insanity, the better.
I like that dialogue option. I hate this planet.
They were only supposed to observe. How could this happen?
We have the Imp's location, sir. We need to strike now.
You're right, yes. Yes, you're right. I want you to go to those coordinates, Major. I want you to make the Imperials pay. Use all necessary force. Over and out.
What, Crazy Norse? No, you just need to give the kid a good wallop. That'll teach him. That's how that works, right? Just get in a good whipping. God, I hate people so much. And yeah, percussive maintenance in general is not actually a good thing, whether it's on an object or on a person. There is such a thing as shocking someone, but there's a lot of ways to do that without literally hitting them. And whether or not that's going to work actually depends on the individual. And you could also make things substantially worse by literally triggering their fight or flight reflex, which may or may not already be triggered. The hell is that? Oh well. I ain't paid to deal with that. Yeah, older equipment is more likely to have percussive maintenance work on it. That's why it's such a common phrase. It's because it's literally rejiggering connections. In more modern hardware, especially computer hardware, that's actually an extraordinarily bad thing. Like, you slap your computer case, you have a very good chance of screwing up your... I need to go way this way. Your motherboard slots and everything that's currently connected to them. At worst, you can actually fry something. There we go. Up. We have a giant battle droid. Yeah, I brought a Jedi, so... I mean, I didn't just bring a Jedi, it's... Look, I was trying for a cool beam, okay? What do you want from me? I just want to be cool, like everybody else. I want to be cool like Giga Pudding. So I was cool like Mr. Red. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm just thinking about a situation like a Twilight Zone episode. Welcome to Bob, the least coolest person on the entire planet. You might think that's a bit of a harsh statement, but no, trust us, we ran the math. He is objectively the least coolest person on planet Earth. That's true, I could put on a bikini. Actually, I was talking to Giga about this the other day. There's a surprisingly small amount of slut-mogging in this game. I'm not even, like, upset about that. I'm confused by it. Because a game like this, which sells cosmetics for real money, would probably be all over trying to make you look, you know, super sexy in exchange for money. And instead, they don't, really. Like, there's the Leia, you know, there's the, what do you call it, the slave girl bikini, which has been in since vanilla, before the real money auction house even existed. But you can get that with in-game currency, and actually pretty easily. It used to require diplomatic, or no, social, that was it. It used to require social level. Like the highest social level, if memory serves. Social level isn't even a thing anymore, is it? Apparently there is social level. Where the hell is social level? Hey, I'm rank 2. Light side. Let's see. How the hell would social level be?
Incoming!
Maybe? Yeah, you had to do stuff in a group, and you had to make choices, like dialogue choices, in a group. It's the other thing people farmed in Acellus and Black Talon. Just over and over and over and over and over. Hey look, it's that pistol I was just referencing.
Ah, Major. I rather suspected our paths might cross again, though not like this. I must give Senator Everin credit. Sending you here was a bolder move than I expected from him.
Everin authorized all necessary force, so don't try anything.
What Everin authorizes is no concern of mine. Don't you think it's odd that you're the only one trying to stop me? That the Voss haven't foreseen everything as they supposedly can? With this weapon buried beneath their capital, the Voss will have no choice but to submit. Clearly their abilities were no match for the power of the dark side.
Is that the ZR-57 stolen by the Havoc Squad traders?
Yes, the orbital strike device finally reactivated. A beautiful machine. Every detail of the operation was chosen at random from dozens of fully developed alternatives. With all possibilities equal, no single plot was foreseen. This operation has been a masterpiece of ingenuity. One that you have no place in. Guards, remove this filth.
If you surrender now, Torius, it will go much easier.
No wonder Everin could get you to come here. You truly are insane. Guards!
Yes, that is a Sith species. We'll be seeing a lot more of them later. In a few weeks. That's interesting. There we go.
How can this be? You're only human. No match for the power of a full-blooded Sith?
Looks like I'm more than a match.
Well, he's dead, sir. In case you had any doubt.
Good to know.
Major?
What are you doing here?
The mystic Kai Vey foresaw Lord Torius's actions, and yours. Voss is safe.
I love the Voss robes, cosmetically.
The Republic was happy to help you deal with this threat.
There is more. Kaive comes to see this bomb. Its technology is unknown.
Give us the bomb for study. We will give weaponry in trade.
This is top secret Republic technology. I'm not authorized to give it away.
Then we leave.
That's above my pay grade. Let
I'll
someone
have a
else
Class
do
7
that.
retrieval team brought to our coordinates straight away, Major.
I've been debating that,
Looks
Jake
like you
Palmer.
got us a real treat here. Jack, Garen, check those rad seals, would you? We can handle things from here, sir. Feel free to head back to Senator Everen's office.
No, it makes so much sense, Alex. We did things randomly so they couldn't predict the future. Also, they did predict the future. No, seriously, they did. That's the best part. No, the plan was so random. Listen. The dark side of the Force is a path to many plans that one might consider to be unnatural. But yeah, that guy's a moron. I gotta be real. If I gave this game a negative for every idiot in it, those would pile up pretty fast. Do it all, please. Probably should grab this earlier, but, you know, whatever. Oh, yeah. Havoc Squad ready to kill.
Oh, Major, come in. Have a drink with me. You did some truly fine work here on Voss. Not even Torius could stop you.
I'm just glad things worked out, sir.
Well, more or less.
Unbelievably, even after everything the Empire did, the Voss refused to take a side.
Those freaks want to burn, I say let them.
I'm not ready to give up yet. Our work must have left some impression. In any event, you've done your part. The Empire clearly won't be invading Voss again anytime soon. You're one of the finest representatives for the Republic that I've ever met. The troops are yours, and don't hesitate to contact me if I can do more.
Those troops will make a big difference, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Take care out there, Major.
Yeah, that's right. In case you missed that, we're still in Arc 3, aka we gotta make a team. We're putting together a team. It's just... who's ready for the other planet I hate? Belsavis is probably the worst. Probably. I'm not actually sure about that, but... there's one other planet.
Hello, Major. Our troops are already back on the move. More than one senior general is singing our praises at the moment. Possibly even more impressive, Senator Everen's staff sent me a very complimentary message regarding your conduct. Apparently, you made a good impression.
I'm glad I was able to represent us well.
Yes, and that's always very helpful in times like these. With more manpower on the ground to supplement our space forces, the tide of this campaign will finally turn in our favor. We're only a few steps away from General Rakton himself. He'll have to commit his personal forces somewhere soon. When he does, you'll be there to strike.
When we get our shot at Rakton, I'll be ready.
I'm glad to hear it. Unfortunately, a situation has developed in the Senate. A hearing to investigate Special Forces' recent activities. You've been called to testify.
I'll head back to Coruscant immediately.
Good. I'll give you a full briefing once you arrive. Garza out.
It's okay, when we get there, we'll fly a tank out of a helicopter and then shoot at the ground to reduce our descent. It'll be great. Oh my god, Yada. Ha! Yeah, I remember Corellia really badly. I'm not sure if it's actually that bad or not. You're probably thinking, but you just talked it down. Corellia's at the end of a long, hard slog. Voss isn't that great, Hoth is crap. Tatooine is crap. Alderaan is okay, but has some irritations. And it's usually at the end of Act 3, which in several classes kind of varies in quality, depending on the class, obviously. So it's also after Belsavis. And Corellia has... Yeah, I was about to say, Corellia has the same general problem Belsavis does in a different expression. Well, it's a ruined city instead of a ruined prison complex. If you were to remove all the cosmetics and just see the collision of the terrain design, you'd see almost the same thing. A bunch of irritations, choke points, and chunks of the terrain that are just weirdly... Like, I didn't even mention this. Oh my god, that's another thing wrong with Belsavis. Hang on a second. Hang on, I gotta write that one down. I forgot about the multiple flight paths on Belsavis, which literally bug out your quest tracker. How many of you have ever literally gotten lost on Belsavis because the quest tracker was wrong? Nowadays, I'm a little more used to it. So I kind of have a better idea where I'm going. But even saying that, I bet you at least once of the 8 times we're doing Belsavis, I will get lost again because of that nonsense. Yes, Oreo. Hang on, hang on. I'm gonna reach into the past with my incredible psychic powers. Hang on, gotta channel the power of the Shinra and making YouTube actually load instead of sitting here taking forever because it's been stupid lately. There we go. Behold! The rumination on Okami. From 5 years ago, I think? Something like that. Anyways. Can I get a flex? I made it in the past! That's how amazing I am. Can't even say that with a straight face. It really will, Belsavis, or Belsavis, wow. Dr. Winter, your name now is Belsavis. I hope that's acceptable to you. The Green Jedi are actually pretty gray. I actually agree with that. Actually, I'm not sure if I actually agree with you, but actually... One moment. I need to do something really quick. That's what I thought. What sound are you hearing, Mike Romano? Help me out here. Yeah, if a game already has a rumination, then a game already has a rumination. Did that get rid of it? I just muted the game, so... I will type all the things. Type, 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 type. I probably shouldn't talk while I'm typing. That screws with it. Alright, I need 3 and 20. Is this making the sound? Okay, I know it's doing it. Or at least this. No, that's not doing it. Help me out. What does it sound like? Because it's not what I thought it was. The mic boom is not actually connected to anything. Like a bubbling noise? So when I move the mic, there is 0 sound. The boom is not connected to anything. Even when it wobbles, which it's currently doing, it does not actually touch anything. There is no sound whatsoever in reality. So whatever that is some kind of electronic interference. Hang on. Let's see if it's on the mic's end. I hate listening to myself. Nothing. So I've actually plugged my headphones into the mic, so I'm hearing the mic direct. There is nothing. Let me unplug the mic and continue to vibrate the desk slightly. Uh-huh. I have this, but this is pretty distinct. Also haven't been using it lately, so no. I'm going to assume that's a cable connection going bad. Because that's not a problem I have a solution for right now. Because of course not, right? Why would I have a solution for that? It's my mic trying desperately to prevent me from finishing this run. That's what's happening here. I don't see how that's possible, Mikes. There is no sound at all here in reality. There's nothing for it to pick up. Are they called half micros? I'm trying to remember the name of this stupid cable. Oh, no, this is me tapping my fingers on the desk. Bounty Hunter. Like if I do... This is literally me tapping the desk. Not the keyboard, which is actually in the tray. This. That's also me tapping very hard on my desk. Let me ask this. Does this come up with the sound? Okay. I'm going to cut off the recording.